In today's market, knowing where to put your truck as we go into a recession is very critical. If you're looking to find out where you need to put your truck, you're on the right place. I do these videos weekly, and I'm looking at the load board. I'm going to find where the high freight volume areas are. Usually with them, you get a high freight rate. You know, it's just supply and demand. Where I like to start is the in and out ratio. This is trucks going in versus trucks needed to come out. Like Arizona, for example, 948 loads right here, and they've only got 107 going out. So chances are you're not going to get a load in Arizona, not for any money anyway. Iowa, on the other hand, Iowa's looking good, showing 265 trucks going in where they need 540 coming out. Idaho the same, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, all of these are looking good, most of them anyway. The Midwest is always a good place to go. Ohio's looking good, North Dakota, Oregon, wow, I can't wait to get up there. PA's looking decent. PA's about almost neck and neck, but they got freight. So the real nuts and bolts of these videos is right here, where I'm gonna go around the nation. I'm gonna go to the different freight hubs and see what kind of volumes they have and what kind of lanes they're paying, what kind of rates are on the board. And if you like what I'm about to show you, in the description there's a link down there for DAT board. They're giving you a 30-day free trial to try it out. This is what I've been using since 2017 when I formed my authority, and I haven't trucked a day without it. There's also another link down there for the factoring company I choose to use. I like my pay next day, so try it for a win on that. Click that link, give that number a call. The guy's name's Mac. He's my buddy. He's down in Alabama, and he'll get you hooked up on some factoring. Again, that's the one I choose to use. Now, going on in, let's check out Los Angeles and see what kind of rates they have. I like to do a 120-mile deadhead or radius. It basically gives you an hour to, well, 2 or 3 hours, maybe 10 hours in Los Angeles to get to your load. What I'm doing today is van, and tomorrow I'm possibly going to do another video, and I'm going to cover some flatbeds and do the same thing. And it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern, so I'm going to look for today and tomorrow. And the reason being is, when I go trucking, this is what I do. I sit down on the load board and I check all the freight hubs around the nation, and I find out which area's got the freight, and that's where I usually find a load in that direction. And what I found over the last 10 years being an owner operator, was it 10 years? Almost, wait, 2013, yeah, going on 10 years being an owner operator, is these markets don't just die overnight. They usually stair step down over a course of a week or two. So whatever's hot today, you got about a 90% chance it's going to be hot in the next week to come. Or, like I said, the markets usually don't die down overnight. They usually stair step down in volumes, or they stair step up in volumes. You know, that's just how it's been in my history. So today is a 927 and 928 van. Let's see what they got, and let's dig on in and get this started. So far they got 1,300 loads in the Los Angeles market. It's not too great. It's just, that sucks. This little offer tab here, I click this because it gives, it shows brokers that's got money on the boards on their offers. This ain't bids from drivers. This is brokers, what they're throwing it out there for. And this company right here has got a load going to Miami, and with the 15-day average, the one that I'm using here, it gives you a 15-day average of what that lane's been paying for the last 15 days, or just say 2 weeks. And that lane's been paying $6,500. So they're above par on this, trying to move it. But if you click down here, it gives special requirements. Seeing this load right off the bat, I don't see anything wrong with it, and minus it don't have a check mark for factoring. So either that company is a new company, or they don't pay their bills, and well, you can't factor this load. Whereas right here, going to Monroe Township, they got the check mark, so they're factorable, and that is 66, and they're a little over par on that as well. So there's some money on the board, guys. $8,500 is the top one so far. And this is long runs. If you want to scroll on down to the shorter runs, Dallas, Texas for 30. I wonder what that lane's been paying, 36. Well, they're $250 a mile is what it's been averaging. You call them up, say, yeah, I need 4 on this. That's what I've been getting it for. Let's shoot up to NorCal area. See what they've got. I'm gonna bump this up, guys, just to get Sacramento and all the Bay Area all in one swish. 866 loads. See what kind of offers they've got. $7,500 coming to Sarasota, and they do not have a check mark, so that's no good, no bueno. 6,900. excuse me 6,900, or just say 7,000, what that thing's been averaging, and they're trying to push it for 75. No multi drops, just one pick, one drop right here, 1P, 1D, one pick, one drop. Short form there, just in case you didn't know. But their only issue is they're not, you can't factor them, not with this factoring company anyway. Let's see this one right here. I don't want to go there. Let's go Florida. Leesburg. Here's one for 6, and they're a little under on that one as well. All right, moving on. Let's see what Seattle market has. We'll leave this. Excuse me. Guess I should have cleared my throat before I started the video, huh? Let's see. I bumped that down to up to 150 just because you're in Seattle area. 667 loads. Fort Myers, Florida for 6,250, and that's been averaging 6,000. That's just not enough money right there, guys. If you run that right there, I hope you got a lot of money going in. That's all I got to say. But it seems like they've got some freight up there. Oh, we just dropped a load. Somebody just booked one, or they took it off the board. All right, let's move on. Let's come on down to Kansas City, Moultrie. And I'm sure, guys, I'm not going to cover the areas you want me to cover. That's more reason for you to decide to click that link down there and check it out for yourself. But I've got another idea of a DAT board style video that I'm going to come up with in my free time and get a little more personal with you guys. So stay tuned for that. When Kansas City's coming in with 549 loads, so that's a decent volume for the market we're in. You'll go to Alaska for $13,000, and they don't have a market rate average on this because they don't have enough data. So they're out there. It's a 3,500 mile bounce, and chances are you're going to have to deadhead out. So I don't know. You got to know your numbers and figure out what it's worth for you to go up to Anchorage. I don't know if 13,000 is worth it for me. There's another one. Armstrong's got this one. Gainesville. This is what I would jump on right here. $6,500 from Kansas City. Reason why I jump on this, it's going down to Gainesville, guys. You just seen loads in California going down to Florida for under this $6,500 rate right here. Oh, so if you're in California, grab you a load to Kansas City, and then Kansas City go down to Gainesville. Wait, scratch that. I bet this is a round trip. 16 pallets, fan, 2 drops. You need a lift gate. I thought that rate was kind of funny. That rate's been going for $2,900, but they needed a lift gate, and it's got 2 drops, so that's why. Scratch that. I don't have a lift gate. Another one right there. So if you got a lift gate, guys, Landstar's got an agent or a customer there in the Kansas City market that needs lift gates. So there you go. Call up Landstar, that number right there, and get hooked up with them. And you don't have to be leased on the Landstar to run Landstar freight. I'm an independent carrier, and I'm also an authorized carrier to run Landstar freight. So if you're a carrier, you can sign up with them and run their stuff. Let's move on over to St. Louis. St. Louis, Missouri. See what they have on the board. They're going to come in with 553. I figured it'd be about 1,200. I guess we're not going to see the good freight volumes till we get in the Midwest, so hang on tight, guys. We'll be right there in a minute. So St. Louis, well, I guess St. Louis is technically Midwest. 55 to Washington. 44 down to Florida. Consumer appliances. 1 pick, 3 drops. 3 drops, and you're getting about $600 more on the rate than the average. I think you can get more out of that, though. Yep. Because, guys, they put these these offers up there that's a low offer. Always keep that in mind. It's a low offer. And yes, this might say 15-day average $3,800, but trust me, if they offering it right there, they would probably move that for $5,000 if you just stick to your guns and go with them, go at them, and hold. Shoot down to the Dallas market. Dallas, Texas. Tejas. Come on in. 1,200 loads in the Dallas market. Looking good. It's pretty stout. Again, there's long run, $4,700. It's been averaging 5,000. So they're a little under on that one. When I go to Dallas, I like to bounce up to the Midwest or shoot down to Miami or Florida areas. 1,300 miles for 33. I don't know if I'd go that far in Florida for that, but I would go to Orlando for 32, and that load's been going for Alfred for 28. And there's no special comments down here, so guess again, they don't have a check, so they're gonna pay more. So more of a risk for you, the carrier. All right, let's see what Houston's got. Houston Valley coming in. 1132 in the Houston market. Let's see, there's some more long runs for 55. I wonder what this load's been Alfred. It's been averaging $5,200. So they're a little above, but no check mark. We don't mess with those. Not unless you know them. Let's see, because me myself, mom and pops brokers are the best ones to go for. My number one source for my freight nowadays is a mom and pop. It's a one-man operation. He's the broker and the carrier, and with his own direct customers. I don't factor his loads because he pays me usually on the spot with a check in hand. And if he's not around and I'm there, the check's in the mail as soon as I get to drop off. So usually in a day or about 2 days, I got a check. So if they're not factorable, just make sure you know who you're working with. That's a one pick, one drop to Washington. They're a little above the 15-day average because there's a lot of loads down there. When there's a lot of loads, the favor is in your hands to get better rates. Let's shoot over down to Atlanta market. Atlanta's coming in. 1,252 loads. See what kind of offer we got. Washington. A lot of freight going up that way. Medford, Boise, Idaho. I wouldn't mind going to Boise. I like Boise. Boise. Girl C. Portland, Oregon. Wouldn't mind a Napa run. It's been a while since I've been to Cali. I could go for a super burrito right now. And guys, if you've never been to California and you've never had a super burrito from California, trust me, there's nowhere in the nation I've found that you can get that same burrito. What's funny is if you're in California, if in SoCal or Northern Cal, it don't really matter. You go in to a taqueria and you say, I want a super burrito. It's like they all taste the same. They are freaking awesome. But you get outside California, they just don't have the same jazz to them. I miss me a super burrito. I need me a friend in NorCal. That way you can overnight me super burritos from your local taqueria. All right, let's go to Savannah. And I'm gonna bump this up 200 to get some of that Jacksonville stuff in there as well. That way, if you do take a load down to Florida, usually what I do is I look at the loads in Jacksonville and Savannah area because, you know, especially Savannah, they got the ports there in Port Wentworth. There's a lot of freight coming in. So it's usually a short bounce. If you go somewhere in Lakeland, Orlando, even Tampa, it's just a quick bounce over to Savannah, Jacksonville area, and they've usually got quite a bit of freight. But if you pull straight out of Orlando or Lakeland, the rates just aren't there. I'd usually come over here and look for a good load getting back up north and get back into the freight versus just hauling cheap freight or deadheading too far. You want to go to Calgary? Nice. Never done it. Don't want to. Man, these allergies kicking my butt. Let's shoot up to Charlotte. Charlotte, North Kakalaki. Let's bump this back down to 120. Charlotte's coming in with 1,100 loads, which is decent. I've seen it way better, but wouldn't shake a stick at it. There's freight out there. That's all that matters. Excuse me, guys. California, Rancho Cordova. 5,100. I need more money on that. All right, let's shoot over to, or down, I should say, to Columbia. Columbia, Sakakalaki. They got 1,200 loads. Offer on the board. What you got? 6,000 to Washington? Nope. Don't make sense. 5,200 for Utah? Nope. Don't make sense. Let's shoot up to Allentown. Ooh. I need another cup of coffee. Allentown market. I'm looking for a load right now to go to Allentown. 3,100 loads in the Allentown market, and it never ceases to amaze me, all the freight in the Allentown market. Which, I mean, this is Allentown. You got a lot of Jersey and New York and all that stuff, but there's still a lot of freight right there. And I think mostly is because a lot of people don't like going up there. I don't mind, but I try to keep my truck out of most of Jersey and New York, around the island, and the rest of New York I love, but just down in that lower corner around New York, nope. Try to stay clear from it. Let's shoot over to Pittsburgh, see what they got. Pittsburgh, Pa. What's Pa got? 700 loads. Pretty decent. I mean, this don't make sense. Who would run that? I don't understand. I just don't understand. There's more money to be made. Listen, guys, if you like cross country, which trust me, that's my favorite kind of running. I love a 3.5, 4 day run where I just get up and I drive all day, I park, I sleep. I get up, I drive all day, park, sleep. And at the end of the week, I hit 1-2 sets of docks. I got 1-2 sets of paperwork to do versus doing it daily. Trust me, I get it. That's my thing. I love long hauls. But when they, like this load right here, if somebody runs this load for $3,500, this right here, Cranberry to Fullerton, California, for $3,500, you're going to spend over $2,000 in fuel. And it's going to take you 3.5 hard running days. The average person, it's going to take them 4 days to get there. And you're only making a couple $100 a day profit. That does not make sense. No, you're running yourself out of business. That's what you're doing. If you want to go cross country and you want to make more money, you need to zigzag. You need to stair step it. Grab a load out of PA and shoot it down to Texas up to, say, Kansas City up to Dakota's down to, you know what I'm saying? You stair step it. Make it multiple loads going cross country. And by the time you get across country, you're going to turn that, what this guy turns 3,500, you're going to turn 10, 12, 13,000. I'm just saying, it just makes sense. All right, let's move on. Let's check out Cincinnati. I should have done Columbus first, but this would be all right. 2,800 in the Cincy market, coming on out with nice $8,000 load to Vegas. What's the specs on this? Drop trailer at shipper until 10/17. Oh man, so drop trailer at receiver at shipper till the 17th. No. This is mega carrier stuff. It's not for us small guys. Still a lot of freight. looking good. Let's check out what is Columbus, Ohio. Columbus coming in with 1,700 loads, which looks good. Let's see what kind of money they got on the board. 5,400 up to, I don't know how the hell you say that. I've heard it before and I've pronounced it before, but Poyup. I'm not even gonna try. Just know I can't say it. That place right there in Washington. Let's see, Sumner for 5,000. Again, those loads don't make sense. So I'd scroll down here. These loads right here, say Orlando, 2,800 bucks. Let's see, that's 12,000. 2,800 bucks. It's a little over what they've been averaging. It's 12,000 pounds. Yeah, I'd rather run down there and then deadhead 300-400 miles out of Florida and repeat. Let's go check out the Indy market. That's close enough. What you got, Indy? 2,100 loads. Nice. Nice. And you guys, stay to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you what I will do if I was out there trucking right now. 8,000 to Vegas. It's another one. It's that same one. So nope. I'm going to tell you what I would do if I was out there trucking. And yeah, that's what I would do. I'll wait till the end. Let's check out St. Paul, Minneapolis area. $548, and come on, click it. What you got here? Come on now. 55 to New York, 1,200 miles. 15 fuel surcharge. Is that what that meant? FHS stops mostly all in Ohio, West Virginia, and New York. I don't know how many days that's going to take, but if that's something you're into, if it don't eat up too many days, that might be a good run right there. But I don't mind multi-drops as long as you can knock them off in a time period that's beneficial. If you get 1 drop today, 2 drops tomorrow, 3 drops the next, I mean, you're going to be on that same load for $5,000 for 2 weeks. It don't make sense. All right, let's finish this out with Chicago. Is Chicago king of freight this week, or is the... Yep, they are. Right behind Chicago, it's going to be Ohio market, Ohio and Indianapolis market. Let's see what kind of offers they've got. Portland for 48. Here's this Miami. This is what I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go to Miami every time. Well, Florida. I hate really running to Miami unless I mean, I run Miami a lot now because I've got a dedicated thing. But if I'm on general freight, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Tampa. I'm looking at Lakeland, Orlando, somewhere on that Interstate 4 north side. And that way, no matter where you're at, it's just a quick bounce, get back into the freight. Not too much deadhead, and you don't eat up a lot of time waiting on a load to pop. You might wait 2 or 3 days, and that 2 or 3 days you can never get back. But if you eat $200-300 in deadhead fuel, you could possibly recover that expense in the next 2 loads easily. Aliyah, no, it's too far. All right, guys, this is what I'll do if I was out working right now on the open market, the open spot market. I'd put my truck in Ohio, Indianapolis, and Illinois, and I would get those. I'd look for 200 or 300 mile next day drops. And just for example, if I was in Columbus, not Columbus, but yeah, I guess Columbus, Ohio. If I was in Columbus, I'd look for a load going to Indy, 200 or 300 miles. And from Indy, I'd look for a load going into Illinois somewhere, whether it's South Illinois, Mid Illinois, Chicago, Illinois. Excuse me. I'd look for those 200 or 300 mile drops. And let's just shits and giggles here. Let's check out what let's drop this down to 15 and Indianapolis market 50. Let's see what this lane is paying. So it's 200 mile, basically 200 miles. This lane is averaging $749 to $853. I'd jump on something like that. And from Indy, let's say to Mattoon, Illinois, from Indy. that lane's paying roughly the same thing. I'd get on these short hops, guys. I would just look for one, short miles, less fuel. Pick up one, drop it off in the morning, pick up another, drop it off in the morning. I do that till Thursday or Friday, and Friday I'd probably find me a long run, depending on what you like to do. Me personally, I like to go and fill my weekend up coming out of the Midwest and go to Florida. I've got a lot of friends that like to do the same thing, and they go to California, down to Dallas, Texas, even people like to go up to Seattle. But do these short hops until Thursday or Friday, and then find you a long run to cover up your weekend. And a lot of times you can get there to you cover your long run in enough time to get a reset, and then wake up and do it again the next week. So anyways, guys, if you liked the video, give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I put videos out on the regular, all things trucking and all things to help you succeed in trucking. I think we all should win in trucking. And that's why I do what I do. Guys, it don't matter how far you go in life. It matters. What matters is how far in life you go, adding quality and values to others. Till that next video. See you. Bye.